Okay, guys, so I just had Roberta Brooks on my Facebook Messenger. So Donna Mae goes on my son's Facebook, right? And she's like, your mother needs to work, basically. That's the way she talks, right? And my son's like, yeah, she does work. She's like, where does she work? This happened to me before. She wanted to know where I worked and went and asked people where I work so she could say all kinds of things about me, right? So when I was at work, I would be kind of defensive with people and be like, look, if I felt like she had talked to them, I'd be like, look, just mind your business. Mind your business. Don't be getting in my business. So, she would do this. She would call my church. I was at Centerpoint before. She called them and she wanted to know some stuff that was going on there. I'm like, why? I took a class about some stuff I had been going through, and she wanted to know what was going on instead of asking me. So, so they were like, anyways, I'm not going to say what they said, but anyways, so now she comes on Facebook publicly and wants to know where I work. And I was talking to some people about this today, and they're like, tell her to mind her own effing business. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Why would she need to know where I work? What business of it is hers? So I took her screenshot, sent her a message after she started with me, and said basically, what's the matter? You can't control your son, you tried to control your son basically. You got your son now, so why are you trying to control my life now? Basically, in a nutshell, something like that I said. And then I had gone on her public Facebook in Epsom, New Hampshire, where we're from, and I posted some stuff there. So I got a sad emoji face crying with this. And I'm thinking, nice try is not going to work this time, Donna. There have been many times she's been like, wah, 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 complaining, like, you guys don't come over and you need to honor your parents in letters. And then she'll act like she's sad and she'll be like, oh, that's sad, or this is so sad, and this is so sad. To me, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Because she'll be like, oh, this is so sad. So we went over. She said that Rob had cancer, her husband, Rob, my father in law. We go over there. Come to find out, it's not as bad as we thought. Uh, they're complaining that they never see us. Oh, come over again. Don't be strangers. It's like, hey, I have 5 kids to take care of. I have a lot to do. I'm not just going to come over anytime. And then when she wanted to grandparent, the grandparenting was do it my way. And I said, look, I'm their mother. You're second in place now. Okay. You had your turn. It's my turn now. So they just couldn't be happy. And it was like they wanted us to fill them. And it's like, why? Why don't you have your own life? Go enjoy your own life now. You had your kids. I mean, I certainly do that. I don't like sit around and try to control my kids' lives. My son was like, "Yeah, I don't she works at restaurants and some other stuff. That's what she does. I'm not even hardly home, so I don't even know what she does." So, it's like, why would you try to run my life to make yourself happy? It's not I don't get this grandparenting thing where parents feel like, you know, they hardly bother with you. You're a brat, right? You're a pain growing up. But when you have kids, it's, I think it's a new thing because years ago, when mothers had very big families, they were like, okay, they're out of the house and they had more stuff to do on their own. They weren't like, come over all the time, They weren't like that. Oh, come see us. Oh, come over here. It's like, no, they had 10 or they had 7, and it's like, we've got other things going on in life. We are not going to be, pampering over you all the time. And yeah, my family's had big parties, and so did my husband's. But I mean, like, my husband would always say, oh, it's always about the number. Ruth would always wonder the number, how many are here? It's like, why don't you get to know, your grandson a little bit better instead of being caught up in the numbers? And so, when you're coming out and you've got your own life and you've got your own family, you're not going to be doing everything that that generation wants you to do. So because I came out of that and I had my own life, I got to hear, oh, Melissa won't let us do this. This is what my mother used to say. I would say, you can take them to Toys R Us or you can take them here, but you're not taking them everywhere. You're not running around with my kids doing everything. I don't like you driving, which was true. Her driving was awful. And I'm like, you're not going to just be taking my kids and running around everywhere. I have things I want to do with my kids. I don't need a full time babysitter. And this is what, we want to do. And we really broke away to have our own family. And because of that, it was, Carrie on Facebook you know, my brother has a ring in his nose, and oh, why don't we just go beat Melissa up? And it's like, what are you talking about? You want to beat me up because I have my own life, which was a lot. I mean, not only was I having 5 kids learning, more about home births and homeschooling and all this stuff and working off and on too, working um, budgeting, doing all this stuff, but you want me to carry my whole entire family and serve my husband and serve you too? No, it's the parents who are serving. The parents are supposed to be the ones who are supposed to say, I'm busy with my life, but I will come over and visit sometimes and I will serve you, not the other way around. And then I remember with my mother, it was like, no, you can come over here, but not here. It's nap time. Well, you know how it is. I just want to pop in whenever I want. I don't want to have to come over when you say. I'm like, excuse me, I have nap time for my 3 kids that I need to be refreshed. I'm not going to be having everybody come over just whenever. It's when it's good for me. So, because of this, she goes over to Rob and Donna's, starts whining. Oh, Melissa doesn't let me grandparent. Melissa won't let me do anything. My mother, same thing. She wanted to be in the delivery room with me. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. So then I get phone calls. Have you had him yet? Have you had him yet? In the middle of labor. And I'm like, telling the nurse, tell her not to call me again. I will call her. Or it was, oh, well, we just want to do this. Or we just, and it's like, I have my own life now. Where were you when I was growing up? I didn't have much time with my dad at all growing up. My mother, she was busy with her own life. Why would you now want to be in my life after you really weren't in my life since what? Like I was 14, 15 once I started working. I had my own friends, my own family. You're not really in my life, you know? So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. So I had Roberta Brooks. I said, hey, Donna basically is on Facebook. I didn't say this in so many words, but my thinking was Donna's on Facebook, putting me down again. So I'm going to send this to the Epsom Facebook post, right? Epsom community. And she's like, they all know each other, right? Roberta worked in Epsom Central School. She's familiar with my in laws. So she sends me this private message, just news, no drama, please. And I'm like, yeah, tell that to Donna, tell it to Donna, no drama to her. And she's like, well, and I'm like, don't private message me without permission. And she's like, well, you wanted me to post this. And I had sent a message saying, you didn't have to post it. You don't have to contact me. Just don't post it, basically. So this is kind of Rob and Donna because they know a lot of people in Epsom. I was friends with Mike Briggs growing up, but they know the family. So the family, they've got the Briggs and they've got other people. And they say all these things about me when they don't even know what's going on. And Donna just said that I don't work to my son. Like she needs to work. I do work, Donna. So she doesn't even know half the time what's going on in my life. And she thinks she knows me and she thinks she knows what I'm doing in life and she doesn't. So these are the type of family that sometimes when God takes you out of it, they did you a favor. You are blessed. I mean, come on. To have this type of toxic family relationships is so time consuming and draining. Okay. I have other things to do besides babysit them.